are here. Let's meet the one who really counts the most at this moment, Pete Sampras. For our trophy ceremony, here is Tony Traber.
Ladies and gentlemen, did you enjoy that one? To present the check to our runner-up, it's my pleasure to introduce Mr. Bill Bruce, the Executive Vice President and General Manager of Infinity. Mr. Bruce?
Andre, tough match, but on behalf of Infinity Division, we'd like to thank you for a great tournament, and by consolation, present you with a check for $175,000.
Andre, I know you're disappointed, but you ran into a buzzsaw, didn't you?
Yeah. Well, you know, it's just an honor to be here. You know, I got to look at that side of it. I've always talked so highly of this tournament everywhere I've gone, saying in my mind it's the most prestigious. And I came here hoping to put on a good show. I felt great about my performance this past couple of weeks. But, you know, definitely the better man won today.
Do you think it was the speed of the serve or the deception that was so tough for you? It was very difficult, wasn't it?
Yeah, when you can hit a serve 120 on the lines, I mean, there's not a whole lot you can do about it.
Andre, congratulations on a great tournament. We know we'll see you again next year. And now, Mr. Bruce, you have a check for our champion.
Pete, awesome. That was fun tennis, and for doing that, you get from Infinity Division a check for $350,000.
Pete Sampras, you are the youngest person to ever win the United States Men's Championship. Tell us what it feels like to win your first Grand Slam.
This is what I've really worked for this whole year, and you know, I really couldn't have done it without the people here, with the support. When I played Lendl, I got a lot of good crowd support, and I probably would not be here if I wasn't for this crowd. I'd like to thank this crowd. Thank you.
I think you faced 2 break points all day. You lost about 14 points on your serve. It was awesome, about 15 or so service aces. Do you always serve that well?
Not in the finals of the U.S. Open. This is probably the best I've played all week against Andre, and he had a great tournament. Also, I'd like to thank everyone from the ATP for doing a fine job all week. I mean, it's just unbelievable. This is it. This is the ultimate in tennis, and for whatever I do in the rest of my career, I'll always be a U.S. Open champion.
You got that right. Now, ladies and gentlemen, to present the championship trophy, it's my pleasure to introduce Mr. David Markin, the President of the United States Tennis Association and the Chairman of the U.S. Open. David?
Thank you, Tony. I think the crowd would like to know that this is the first All-American final since 1979. And to have 2 great young American players in this kind of tournament do so well before their own crowd in the United States makes us all feel very, very proud. Pete Sampras, 1990 U.S. Open champion.
our 1990 U.S. Open champion, Pete Sampras.
There he is, Pete Sampras, a very appreciative crowd, a sellout as always for the men's championship final, and acknowledging with their warm applause an incredible performance. A 19-year-old Pete Sampras winning this men's title and knocking off Ivan Lendl and John McEnroe along the way. $350,000 in prize money. I'm not sure that's sunk in yet, but when it does, you'll realize it doubles all of his earnings for this year on the tour. The youngster has had himself quite a payday here, as well as the prestige of holding that trophy high and knowing that he is the U.S. Open champion. And we'll be back with a look at another great name in American tennis, Jimmy Connors, and of course the NFL Today will be along with Greg Gumbel, so stay with us. We'll be right back. From California has just won the men's championship here at the U.S. Open, and as you can see, he's as cool now as he has been through the entire tournament. What a story he has been for American tennis and for the tennis world at large. He is a new face who is going to be around for a long, long time. Well, now let's take you to our studios in New York, the NFL Today, Greg Gumbel and Terry Bradshaw.
Pete, it was just a remarkable day for you. Are you starting to believe that you're the U.S. Open champion?
Not really, no. It hasn't settled in. You know, I'm just looking at this trophy right here, and I see these great players, and Connors and McEnroe and Becker and Lendl, and I'm going to be one of those guys on that trophy, and it's going to take me a couple weeks to really realize what I just did.
What separates you from so many other players is that you have a sense of historical perspective. You've told us before that you watched tapes of Rod Laver playing Ken Rosewall. Why is that? Why is someone like you, someone so young, so aware?
You know, I was just brought up very goal-oriented. The coach Pete Fisher, who I was working with at the time, he really wanted to emphasize winning Grand Slams, and now that I'm the U.S. Open champion, this is the ultimate in my tennis career, and I'm just gonna take the next couple weeks off and just relax a little bit and let it all settle in.
Is Pete Fisher the coach who changed you from a two-handed backhand to a one-handed backhand?
Yeah, he. I don't know if I would be here right now if it wasn't for him. Unfortunately, we recently split up 6 to 8 months ago. But when I was 14, he switched my 2 to a 1, and it's probably the biggest and best decision I've ever made.
Isn't that because you said you wanted to win Wimbledon one day?
Yeah. After that, he wanted to construct my game to a certain volley, and I completely changed my whole game into being a counterpuncher with a two-hand backhand and not a very big serve to a net rusher. And it was a move I really made for the long run to win Grand Slams.
Well, he did that today. In fact, you served your 100th ace the last time you stepped up to the plate. We're going to have a look at your serve. Can you explain how on earth you do this time and time again?
I just go up there and just try to hit as hard as I can and try to aim for the line. And if I'm having a good day, they're going to go in. And today was one of those good days.
Can you sense that Agassi was just never... I mean, can you sense right away that he was tense? He looked terrified to us.
Yeah. From the first point on, he was really tentative, hitting a lot of short balls. And I picked that up, and I really had nothing to lose all tournament. And so I'm just so happy right now. I really am.
You say you have nothing to lose, but, I mean, look who you had to beat to win this thing. Lendl, then McEnroe, then Agassi. These aren't a bunch of tomato cans you had to knock over. And it got easier with every round.
Yeah, I think the match I could have lost was against McEnroe for some reason. After I beat Lendl, I had 2 days to think about it, and I was very nervous going into the McEnroe match. And today I was really comfortable. I just went out there, and from first point on, I was hitting the ball really well.
You talk, you're so nerveless out there. I mean, it's remarkable how poised you can be, how composed. Your parents can't even watch you play. Well, how come you didn't get any of the nerves that they've got?
I think it was just the way my family is and the way I was brought up. I'm very easygoing on the court, and off the court I don't get too uptight or stressed out on bad line calls. You know, I kind of take it as it comes. You know, you take with the good with the bad.
Do you think your parents watch you play? I know you haven't spoken to them yet. You think they know you've won this?
I think by now they know I've won it. I don't know if they watched. I certainly hope they did, but my parents get very nervous and very emotional when I play. That's just the way they are. They've seen me for the last 10, 12 years work so hard, and I just got very emotional parents and very loving parents.
Well, what a payday this was. Well done, Pete. It was a pleasure.
Thank you.
Let's go back to Tim.